The Bat family's had it rough the past few months, dealing with the rebuilding of Gotham after several cataclysmic events. Bruce Wayne has cleared his name of murder and faced the mysterious Hush, now being met by all-out war in Gotham. Will the city be saved once more? Welcome to the Forgotten Era, where we'll answer that question and more.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Forgotten Era podcast, where we cover Batman from the early 2000s to the beginning of the Grant Morrison era. Last week, we were covering War Games, the big crossover in all the Bat titles. But this week, we're taking a step back and going through something that might interest all of you. That being Frank Miller's magnum opus, All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder. I am joined today. Well, I'm Ethan, by the way. You know, that's pretty typical. I'm Ethan, by the way. And I'm joined by someone who is in person with me this time. My roommate and best friend, Sean.
Hello. I am pleased to be reading this beautiful piece of American literature.
He's not pleased.
Not in the slightest.
So I've been trying to get Sean to read this book for probably like 8 years. We've been friends for 10, and I think I've talked about this a lot. I have an interesting attachment to this book because I read it when I was like 10 years old. I don't know why. I don't know. I got it from the library, but I really shouldn't have been reading this when I was 10 years old. It's something. This book has a reputation. And I believe that the reputation is fair.
As somebody that just read this book today, within the last couple of hours, that is the ripe old age of 29, I definitely don't think that a child should be reading this comic book. I cannot condone your actions as a young person, but
it's good. I mean, like, if my mom knew I was reading it, she would love it.
Oh, absolutely. Just like all of the Death in the Family books that you read.
That's
secretly.
fine.
Yeah, you know.
Well, that wasn't secret. She bought those for me.
How can you look at those covers?
She never liked them, but it was better than, I guess, some other stuff I could have been into.
I never knew that she bought them for me.
She funded my pull list. So a little bit of background on All-Star. The All-Star Initiative was created by DC Comics in the mid-2000s to be a sort of definitive retelling of the classic superheroes outside of continuity. So that's why Grant Morrison and Frank Quitely put together All-Star Superman, which is renowned. Am I a fan of All-Star Superman? Maybe. I think I like some of it.
I think it's pretty good. I bought a copy a couple of months ago, and I dove head first into it. And I still think it's really good. I love the animated movie.
I mean, that's one that, again, I probably read around the same time as this and never read again. But this I've read multiple times.
I will never read this again.
I just love shit. All my favorite things are shit. Oh, God. I forgot about the air conditioning. It's fine. We'll do it live.
Okay, we'll do it live.
So that's a little bit on All-Star. But All-Star Batman was the second title. And it was to be penned by Frank Miller and All-Star Image Comics crazy Wildcats man Jim Lee, which on paper, that's a great creative team. But this is Frank Miller post DK2 where he's officially fucking lost it.
Why did they not learn their lesson?
Yeah, he's officially... Well, he wasn't going to draw this one. So maybe it would be a little more consistent, and maybe it wouldn't take it took 3 years to release 10 issues.
Oh my God. Is this the thing you weren't going to tell me?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So All-Star Batman and Robin started to come out in 2005.
Holy shit.
They got 3 issues out in 2005. The last ones, there was 3 in 2005, 1 in 2006, 4 in 2007, and 2 in 2008. And the best part is, if anybody at the time picked up the trade paperback, which you all can't see, but Sean has in his hand, the trade paperback was released in July of 2008, and issue 10 was released in September of that month. So that's why it's not included in there, because it wasn't out yet. And it kept getting constantly delayed for art reasons, writing reasons. It's kind of, DK2 had some delays too, because Dark Knight 2 started releasing before 9/11, and then 9/11 happened, and Frank Miller was like, I have to write this differently now that 9/11 has happened.
9/11 changed everything.
And there was no 9/11 between 2005 to 2008 besides, like
the stock market
the
crash.
stock market, housing market crash. I don't think that fucking affected All-Star Batman at all.
It certainly had no effect on our fictional billionaire.
So, yeah. But, yeah, so All-Star Batman took 3 years to come out.
That is insane.
And issue 10, which we'll get to, the series ended abruptly, and it was going to have a sequel series called Dark Knight Boy Wonder, because they have to tie it back to Dark Knight. And it was going to be 6 more issues. And then it was shelved forever, indefinitely, in 2010.
It'll happen.
I'm kind of holding out that maybe it will.
It'll happen.
Once Frank Miller, he just draws variant covers now, but if they ever can convince him to, pick up those scripts and maybe finish them, we're just release them as is, and I'll just read them as fucking nothing.
Dude, I'll have some liquid encouragement, and I'll read that rest of those books so I can at least know what happens.
Well, the good thing is it was gonna bridge the gap between this and Dark Knight Returns.
Oh,
and by that, it's just gonna show he was gonna backtrack basically the entire thing and be like, well, Batman, it's his evolution, it's from going it's from starting a psychopath and becoming Batman. Except, if anybody knows Frank Miller, all of his work take place in the same continuity. So he went from Batman Year One to fucking this book, which we'll get to.
Doesn't mesh at all.
Then 56 years later, Dark Knight Returns, and then DK2 and DK3 and Golden Child, and we don't have to talk about those. We're not talking about those. We're talking about the good one today.
Maybe next time we should do DK2.
I've never read. Well, the Golden Child is DK4 technically.
Oh, Jesus.
Golden Child is a one-shot that takes place after Master Race.
I think they need to stop letting Frank Miller write stuff.
He hasn't written in a while. I think Golden Child was the last book because he did Superman Year One, which was fucking dog shit, and then he did Dark Knight Golden Child, which was a one-shot. He didn't draw that though. He didn't draw Superman either. So yeah, we got All-Star Batman and Robin. Let's just fucking get into it.
Let's get this over with.
So, usually episodes of the podcast are structured where I write a recap. No, not today.
Today is special.
You couldn't fucking pay me to write a recap. You might be able to.
Well, and I even asked you, I was like, hey, I'm going to write notes for this. And you were like, no, you don't have to. And I was like, thank God.
I'm thinking maybe bullet point notes, but if anyone's familiar with Comic Pop, basically just going to do it that way, where I have the book in front of me and I just go beat by beat and kind of explain what's happening. And then when something catches our eye, we can
dissect it.
Talk about it. Okay. So, All-Star Batman and Robin, number 1. Or episode 1, if we're going by what the trade calls it. The covers, everything. Okay, so the art of this series is just... It still remains my favorite Jim Lee art ever, which is really bad considering what's in this book. But I'm not talking about the ass shots and all the weird shit. I'm talking about the heroic shots. This cover, if you just saw this cover for number 1, you wouldn't think it's fucking dog shit. You'd think, damn, this is going to be sick as fuck.
Well, it's the only reason to really read the book, because it's Jim Lee. And if you just took out the dialogue on so many of these sequences, even the first page, it's just incredible.
So we start with Dick Grayson flying high above the sky, talking about how he can't breathe and how in his acrobatics he should be dead, but his family is always there to catch him. And with them, he flies. Immediately boobs! Immediately boobs!
It's literally in the first couple of pages, tits and ass.
2 pages in. Number 3, Vicky Vale, lingerie, talking about Superman, and the thought boxes here are just...
They're a lot.
Frank is really getting into his
Frankiness.
So she's talking about Superman, talking about how instead of the flying Superman, all Gotham gets is the first appearance of the goddamn Batman. But the way that Vicky Vale says Batman, she says Bat Space Man, but sometimes she says Bat-Man because the letterist or the script just fucking doesn't care about anything. So anyway, we get full body sexy shots. She's licking her fingers, and then boom, ass. Just ass. I'm talking about how she loves Bruce Wayne, and how he's as rich as Howard Hughes. And oh my God, he's so hot. A woman's skin melts at the thought of him. And then, boom, fucking no more ass shot, but bzz, at the door, and it's Alfred. Alfred's on this little comm, being like, Bruce Wayne wants you to go out tonight. And she's like, oh, I'll be there. And then we get, boom, more sexy ass montage. Montage try on clothes in bra and panties. She's got like a Talia al Ghul look. She's got a yellow dress. And then she puts on her lipstick and she's like, I'm having a date with Bruce Wayne. I'm having a date with Bruce Wayne. How cool is that? She's in her dress. She gets in the car and they're going to the circus. I wonder what's going to be at the circus. Oh, it's the Graysons. Oh, he's still, Dick is still doing his thing. Doing it. Oh, no. He misses the bar. And everyone's like, oh, no, what's going to happen to this kid? And Bruce is like, don't worry, darling. This kid knows what he's doing. Doing his, like, Chad Mogg face.
Oh, he's literally just... He looks like he's got, like, one of those, like, mouth muscle things that you just chew on to make your chin more strong.
The, like, gum, the chin gum. But Dick pulls out a little grappling hook and he does this sick single-page splash where he's like pulling himself back up. No text on that one, so it might be the best thing I've ever seen.
Very Spider-Man-esque.
And Bruce is talking about how he's had his eye on this random child for a while. Why the fuck is he doing that? Is he like creepy? And Vicky asks this question and he just says, I've got an eye for talent. But she doesn't give a fuck because she's on a date with Bruce Wayne. So
she just instantly just throws that right out the window.
This flag is as red as can be. The Flying Graysons take a bow, and then the 2 Flying Graysons get shot in the fucking head. And we get a really great page, honestly, here. It's a white background, shadows, the dead parents around Dick, and it's Bruce talking about how he doesn't understand. He can't possibly understand. I couldn't when it happened to me. I don't know why this was done to him. I can't know why. Not yet. So, it's really great. Until a little bit later. Bruce is just talking about how Dick has entered his world. He'll never leave it. There's no way out. There's no way out. There's no way out. Not for any of us. Boom. He hits the mugger with some snake poison. And he's happy about it. He's like, it's got nasty side effects. I checked. Batman in this book is a fucking 10-year-old. He's literally a toddler in the Batman costume. This guy is Jocko Boy. He does any dirty job. He's stupid and he's a killer. But first, Dick Grayson. The police are now here, but the police are evil in Gotham, like super evil. This is like year 1 police on fucking steroids because it's every single one of them except for Jim Gordon, which is like, that's usually how the cops are portrayed is like the police are corrupt, but there's usually like, handful of good guys. Everybody here is evil. They're being sexist towards Vicky Vale. They
literally slap her across the face.
They fucking slap her and draw blood because she's trying to stand up for this child whose parents just got killed. That's too much for Gotham's finest. So she gets in the car with Alfred, demands to drive, and they're gonna go, follow the police. Well, so the police take Dick to, what is the name of this place? Galt's Gulch. And there's only one reason the police go to Galt's Gulch, and it's to beat kids.
Murder innocents, it seems.
They don't tell you. They just say there's only one reason. But Dick's like, I can identify the killer. My mom always told me that the police were nice, but not these police, because they're gonna beat this fucking kid. Bats attack. It's bats. And Vicky Vale, she hates bats. Bats suck. Actual quote. So Batman attacks through the gulch, drives the goddamn Batmobile, hits the cars, explodes them in two, as Batman picks Dick Grayson up and says, "Get on your feet, soldier. You've just been drafted into a war." That's issue 1 of All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder. So it's funny because this is bad.
Yeah.
But it's not as bad as it will be.
It's an incredible jump of here's prep for what you're going to be enduring. And I think the first jumping off point was most certainly when he was like, I've had my eyes on this boy for a long time. And you're like, huh?
Well, this is a great first issue because it seriously sets up everything you're about to see. Gratuitous depictions of women as sexual objects, constant bigotry and sexism and misogyny. It's really uncomfortable to read.
Well, and I just don't understand how somebody like Frank Miller, who I do think that Frank can write really good stories. I mean, The Dark Knight is one of my favorite comics ever, and it's got its own legacy behind it. But it's how has he not had cliff notes, or at least prepared a little bit more for how the story is going to unfold from year 1 into this? Because if this is a direct sequel from year 1, even at the end of year 1, cops were slowly starting to become less douchey because of the influence of Batman getting into the story and taking out all of the people like the Falcones that were controlling the police, but also Jim is now being elevated in his position in the police force and is creating more of a positive influence, taking control of his life. So it just feels like everything that is being set up here is a complete backstep from that story.
It is, because Frank has either forgotten what he's already written and understands his Cliff Note version, which is possible, or just at this point, Frank is old at this point. And Frank is even older now. But really after year 1, and after Dark Knight Returns, I guess. That was year 1 after Dark Knight Returns? I can't remember.
I think year 1 was after Dark Knight Returns. Okay. I'm pretty sure.
Dark Knight Returns was 86, and I think year 1 was 89? I don't know. Something like that. Either way, Frank is gone. He wanted to write Batman Holy Terror at this time, the whole Batman goes on a crusade basically against Al Qaeda thing.
God,
that whole book during, the whole 9/11 post world hate, campaign. But I don't know. It's such a hard read because the dialogue is just terrible, and it gets even worse. But the thing that is such whiplash to me with this book, and why, if someone asks me, I'll go, yeah, I do enjoy some of this, is because there are really great pages. There's moments of really great dialogue. I think the beginning with Dick is super good. It's just we then follow it up with everything with Vicky, and it's just uncomfortable.
It's so unhinged.
And again, you see everything with Dick in this first issue is great because it's just following him. It all looks really nice. And when I say it looks really nice, I mean every page looks really nice. Even the bad pages, objectively, the line work, the inks, the colors, it's all really well done. They definitely brought their A game to this book because that's what All-Star was supposed to be. the all-star talent working on the definitive books. This isn't definitive in any single way, maybe definitive in like the bad way. But the Batmobile looks insane. And the final page is great. It's not great that he's telling Dick Grayson he's been drafted in a war, because it's just a really weird thing to say to a child. But Batman looks fucking awesome.
And I'm sorry, I just love that he's still sticking with the broad.
Yeah, he's got
like,
the big
Dark
symbol.
Knight Return symbol. It's so good. There's little inklings of things in all these pages, and it's like, I mean, even not to spoil what's ahead, but even the fact that they're like heavily in the first page talking about how his family is going to catch him, his family has him.
Yeah.
It just further makes this book a disappointment of how horribly this child gets treated in the coming issues.
And by the following issues, I mean the second one. So
Yeah,
here's
literally
issue
so
2
quick.
of Batman All-Star Batman, with, again, incredible cover of Dick holding a Flying Grayson's flyer as Batman is standing tall in the rain with bats and lightning and fire red skies. And anyway, I've just kidnapped a traumatized youngster, strong boy for his age, he's damn strong. Direct quote on the first page as Bruce is talking about how Gotham is beautiful from up there, but bad. So Bruce drugs this child. He gasses this child to,
Calm him down.
As we have Alfred patching up Vicky Vale after a car accident that I don't even think we really see in detail. We see the Batmobile hit the cars as they fucking blow up, but we don't see like them in the car freaking out that they just got hit by a car. So Bruce Wayne caused his own butler and his own girlfriend, that's in quotes, because Batman has 3 girlfriends in this book, to be very injured.
Almost a fatal accident. And
Yeah.
I didn't even know, without having to ask you first, if that was even purposeful. Like, I was like, where did she get into an accident? And I was like, wait, was it when he rammed through those cars? Because I thought that he was running through police cars.
Yeah.
I didn't think...
That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
He hits one police car, and I think the other one is their car. So he's just like, fuck it.
He's so unhinged.
He's not Batman. He's not the year 1 Batman. The year 1 Batman is more mindful of his surroundings than this psychopath is, but we get a cool Alfred moment. Alfred's a combat operative. He's a retired special forces. He's a physician. He can do medic work. So he's patching up Vicky the best he can, but she bleeding everywhere.
Shirt off in his muscular glory.
Yeah, his like buff swag. She's like, I just saw a kid get kidnapped. His parents died, and I literally saw all of it. And he's like, you're in shock. You don't know. You're in shock. And then she passes out in the rain. And again, a pretty cool page where Alfred is like holding her. It looks like an album cover.
Kind of. Yeah.
It looks very album-esque.
If it were in black and white, it'd be on some like emo band's front page.
Oh yeah. I wonder if he like used any reference for that. So Dick wakes up, and I wish that I had enough time to read every single thought bubble in this book, but they litter the pages like crazy.
Yeah.
But Dick wakes up. He's a really strong boy. Bruce calls him a brat. One of the many things that he'll call Dick in this book, as he's driving his way through open traffic, getting in the way of cars. Bruce is using a Clint Eastwood voice, which Dick is able to pick up on. It's not his real voice. He's faking it. We got a Batman 60s reference here where Bruce says, sleep tight, punk. Sleep tight, my ward. First of all, why is he talking like this to a fucking child that he just kidnapped? Again,
And drugged.
Again, this is just a very uncomfortable situation for the reader. And Dick goes, what the hell is a ward? And Batman says, ellipses. Shut up, I'll do the talking here. He's such a fucking baby. The next page is the iconic one where Dick Grayson says, who the hell are you anyway, giving out orders like this? And I'm going to read this quoted. And I want to apologize for my use of a specific word that is technically a slur.
It's important for the context of how bad this story is.
Begin quote. What are you, dense? Are you retarded or something? Who the hell do you think I am? I'm the goddamn Batman. And I'm going to be the best friend you could ever hope for. That's All-Star Batman in a nutshell. Who the fuck is this guy?
He's Clint Eastwood.
And Dick is like hardcore trying to cope in his thought bubbles because he's like, my parents were murdered. Someone blew their brains out. And he's like, no, don't go there, don't go there, don't go there. Trying to distract himself while this fucking psychopath just kidnapped him. And he's still like passive aggressive towards Batman. He's like, whatever, man, I don't give a fuck. And Batman's trying to scare him for some reason, and he just won't be scared. Why are you trying to scare him? His parents died. Fucking meanie butt.
You meanie butt junior.
You dumbass. You fucking bitch. The cops start to, follow Batman. They've got a kill order on Batman. He says it's about damn time. This is exactly what this fucker wants. And he begins to laugh maniacally, saying, "You're gonna love this, kid." And Dick hates it. He can't watch it as Batman is going full psychopath, laughing at the cops, honking the horn, spinning the wheel like crazy. They do a jump where they excel into the sky, and Dick says, "The maniac beside me keeps laughing. What's happening to me? What's happening to me?" And Batman's just driving like a fucking crazy man. He's talking to his car. The car's talking back. What the hell is happening? It's a British car. What? He hates this guy. The car then goes jet mode and flies into the sky. Dick doesn't know what the hell is happening. He just wants to get back to normalcy. He doesn't know if any of this is actually happening. His parents are dead. He's been kidnapped. And boom, Batman slaps him in the face for the first time. And again, I wish I could read every single box of dialogue to this, but Bruce is like starting to have some doubt. Like, what do I think I'm doing? Who do I think I am? I'm torturing the boy. It's terrible, but grief is the enemy. I can't let him grieve. I'm helping him in my own way. He has to make him turn into a soldier because nothing matters except the mission.
Yeah, because if he grieves, then he'll forgive, and then the mission's over.
I guess.
Yeah.
Batman sucks.
That's this whole book. It's just Batman sucks.
Dude, it's like there's so many words.
You can't keep up with it all. Like literally, I didn't know if this was one of those pages where you have to read it completely long ways into the next page.
No, it's just 2 pages that are the exact same.
And it confuses the hell out of you.
So, Dick is asking about police in Gotham, and he's like afraid that he's gonna. It's literally like a son and an abusive father, because like Dick thinks that he's gonna be hit at any second. He's on edge. He's tense the entire time, and Bruce is like, "You little snot," but he takes a moment for reflection. He's like a big kid, and Dick realizes that he's all alone. He's so lonely, and he just says that Dick has a lot to learn. Never to talk to cops. Don't let cops near you. And he goes, "You hear me, boy? I'm not wasting my breath here, am I? You understand what I'm telling you?" Again, just like an abusive father would, just absolutely going ham on this kid. And he tells him to be brave, and Dick just like accepts it. I think he's finally just mentally defeated. He wants to find the killer, and he goes, "I'll be brave." And that ends issue 2.
Well, and it's so sad because it's like, aside from him getting drugged, he's just in constant disbelief and just not wanting to accept the reality that his parents were murdered in front of him. And it gets even worse as the book progresses. But with this specifically, it's him literally just, I guess, Bruce drugging him and making him go through all of this, like, adrenaline is his own way of testing him for the mission ahead, which is just the mission of being the Batman and doing his work. But it's like you said, like, there's little blurbs where he's questioning why he's being the way that he is, why he's pushing the boy and being legitimately a lunatic, but then he just continues to be a lunatic. Like, he runs into cop cars. There's literally a shot where it looks like he murdered a cop, because there's the picture of a badge on a chest, and then there's a cop hat on fire with a shoe on fire. Like, it literally just looks like he murdered all these cops, and then the car went into plane mode. This kid's high on God knows what, and he's just like, okay, yeah, I guess if I'm stuck in this car that can turn into whatever, I might as well just try to figure out who murdered my parents. I got to focus on what's important.
And again, I mean, like, I think I like this. I like a lot of Dick's, like, inner monologue here, because it is just a boy grieving, trying to do the best he can in, like, what's happening. But the fact that he just accepts it in the end, it makes it all for naught, honestly, in my mind.
It's so sad, because he's only 12.
Yeah, it is sad. And again, it's like Frank probably had some sort of rough outline of how he wanted this to go. It's just like, he didn't do it right. He didn't do it in a way that makes sense.
I feel like he lost notes somewhere. Like, he had a roadmap in mind, and then somewhere along the way between, like you said, I mean, these books took forever to release. So maybe somewhere along the way he lost some notes or just wanted to do a rewrite. But it's just, all this stuff is set up and it doesn't pay off anywhere. So you're just left with this kid being abducted and drugged by this complete stranger who's dressed like a bat, who's punching him. And he's just like, well, I guess I just need to be brave.
Yeah. Issue 3 starts our theme of the book of Batman inspiring people to do things. Starting with Black Canary, who, this is a 6 months ago flashback, worked at a bar called the Black Canary, an Irish pub it's themed around a lady in a Black Canary costume. Very, I mean, it is reminiscent of the original Black Canary costume. So it's fishnets, it's a corset, it's a jacket. And we get this imagery of a fuse starting to get, shorter and shorter and shorter, as we have probably the most crowded pages of a comic that I've read, besides like 60s Stan Lee comic books, where there's just so many people talking all at the same time.
And most of it's just them repeating themselves.
Yeah, and what they're saying is they're catcalling. It's literally like 6 pages of disgusting catcalling, and what makes her fuse finally end is when one of the guys touches her, and she doesn't like that. So she says, and honestly, I do like this a lot. I like this part where the guy touches her and she just says, I hope it was worth it. And he goes, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah.
And she kicks the fucking shit out of his jaw and breaks his jaw.
Kicks his teeth out of his mouth.
And she proceeds to beat the shit out of every single person in the bar, repeating like the catcalled names to her as she does it. It's honestly, it's pretty rewarding. But I do like a lot of I like the revenge part, where she's like, nah, no more, actually. And because she gets her Batman inspiration, decides to just beat the shit out of bad people. And a guy's like, it was only flirting, as she like rocks his fucking nuts.
While he's wearing a Superman shirt.
While he's wearing a Superman shirt backwards.
That's awesome.
So it's fun. And I don't know. There's like a little bit of fourth wall break on the final like page where it points to a guy and she says she kicks this last one harder than anyone's any call. Then oh my god, I can't fucking talk. I'm just gonna read it. She kicks this last one harder than there's any call for. There you go. I can speak now.
They do that in some other pages. I noticed.
There's like a little fourth wall breaky. So she's just so inspired by Batman's crusade to go against the grain and stand up for what's right, say enough that she decided to kick the shit out of a bunch of filthy fucking men in a bar. So, I think that's cool. I think the inspiration thing is cool. But then she proceeds to steal all their money.
Yeah, she steals their money. It literally takes a wedding ring off a dude's finger and then shoves it down his throat.
It makes him swallow. I think that part's actually pretty cool because it's like, ha ha ha, you're here fucking trying to catcall me. You're married. Yoink. Gulp.
A literal leprechaun comes out from the distance.
Yeah, a guy that's literally drawn like a leprechaun. He's a short little Irish dude, red hair, full beard, bushy eyebrows. He calls her Sweet Chunks, which sets her off, and she kicks the motherfucker through the window. But it's funny because he's like, "What's gotten in your head, sweetheart?" And she just says, "Batman." So she's inspired by Batman, but she's inspired by the wrong Batman.
Yeah.
And with her being, inspired by this Batman, I guess it's not all surprising that she's also kind of crazy. But again, cool to see her beat the shit out of bad people.
And I think with this intro specifically, the thing that would have been so much smarter for him to do is for this outfit that she's wearing to have been her work uniform. And that's why she had to wear it in the bar. Mm-hmm. And then they just changed the outfit to make it not as revealing for her actual uniform. Like she keeps the mask, keeps the jacket, maybe even keeps the fishnet. But I don't know. I just kind of defeats the purpose of her getting angry with a man touching her butt, and then she wears the same thing that caused the whole flare up in the beginning as her like uniform. Jim was probably held at gunpoint to draw some of these images.
So we're back to Batman drafting the kid into his quote unquote, literally this is a quote, holy war. And he says that I chose him with care. I did my homework. So we're still stuck on this whole thing with
so creepy.
Him talking about how he's the top of his class in every school. He made black belt 9 weeks before he turned 9. He's got the chops if any kid his age could have them. If I hope to hell that I know what I'm doing. And he activates Aqua mode. Dick asks what the name of the car is. He says it's the Batmobile with a smirk. Batman says it's the Batmobile with a smirk on his face. And Dick's like, that's totally queer. And Bruce just says, shut up.
He gets so angry. He's just like, that's a cool fucking name. Shut your mouth.
Yeah. And it happens more than once. Like, people will continue to call the Batmobile queer. It's just a nice, fun, continuous joke in this book, I guess. It's just so awkward.
Thanks, Frank.
We cut to Metropolis where Superman's reading milk and he reads the paper and he's like, oh, Batman, why'd you fucking kidnap him? And this is angry Superman at his angriest as the book ends. So most of this issue was about Black Canary. I talked enough about it that I don't really need to say anything else. So we can probably just move on to number 4 if you want to.
Yeah. Superman's in the book.
Oh, yes.
The only thing I think is
Superman's
funny
there.
I think it's funny that I don't think that, I mean, I guess if you did the math, you could try to figure out how long Dick has been abducted by Batman. But I just think it's funny that it's been long enough for him to not only make the newspaper, but also for him to be put on milk.
Yeah, I think it's probably been about a day. So
they work fast.
They work fast in Gotham. They love their milk people. All right, so Vicky Vale is in the hospital convulsing. She's like fucked up. I don't know how she was even talking to Alfred, because I think Frank might have forgotten how fucked up, or like didn't know that he wanted her to be this fucked up.
Yeah,
and forgot that she had her whole conversation with Alfred, because it's like her lung is pierced, her ribs are all broken, her blood pressure is dropping, like she's literally dying. As you know, Bruce and Dick are heading into the Batcave. And he's got little rocks that are actually holograms. There's a random boot floating in the ocean. And Dick's like, maybe this is all just a dream, and I still haven't woken up yet. And this guy is Clint Eastwood, and why is he like this, and what's going on?
This guy is Clint Eastwood.
Yeah, he's just like, this guy just all he does is sound like Clint Eastwood, and I don't know what's going on. And get more of Bruce just talking about how he's had his eye on Grayson for months. He's the most promising candidate for the job I've seen. Still, I'd have waited years before recruiting him, at least until he's old enough to shave. but someone changed that because they shot his parents.
Damn you.
Oh, no.
By the way, I apologize just in post because I know that it's probably going to pick up me turning all these pages, but this is the coolest page in the entire book.
Yeah,
it's just a long shot of the whole Batcave.
We get to the Batcave, and it's a gigantic gatefold that's 6 pages long.
6 pages.
And it's the entire Batcave, and there's tons of fun little Easter eggs. Like, we got the classic Batmobile, we've got the 60s Batmobile, we got Batman Forever Batmobile, we got just normal sports cars, we got robots, and
the robots working
Gladiator
on the tank from Dark Knight.
Yeah, Gladiator armor. We got the Batcopter, also from the 60s show. We got a lot. And in the digital version, you actually get it without the words on it.
Oh.
So then you get it with the words on it. But it's just it's really cool. Again, I mean, like, the effort put into this book, that whole thing probably delayed it by 6 months, but maybe it was worth it.
Well, and that being said, how cool this setup was makes this Nick page so much funnier.
Then literally the buildup is so funny. It's a Dick Grayson panel, ellipses. Batman, pretty cool, huh? Ellipses. What do you say, Junior? Is it cool or what? Ellipses. Yeah, I guess it's okay. I mean, I've seen better, but this is I guess this is okay. And Bruce is like, I don't like this kid.
Yeah, and Bruce is in his inner monologue. He's like, I don't think I like this kid, not one bit.
And then just says, "Welcome home, Grayson." So, Alfred calls Bruce in the cave, and he's like,
"Make it quick."
It's like, Vicky Vale's in a fucking accident. He's like, I don't give a shit. Call my doctor in Paris. He can do anything. And Alfred's like, are you not listening? She's dying right now.
No, I heard you. It's just I'm busy.
And he's like, get Clark Kent to do it because he owes Batman a favor. And we see Superman running across the water, not knowing if he was actually called or not. But Bruce is like, I'm one step ahead of you because I know who you are and you don't know who I am, and I'm a detective and I'm the smartest guy ever, and no one can touch me because I'm so fucking cool.
Listen here, you ant. I am a genius. You are man of steel, more like man of paper. I fold you.
More like stupid and I don't like you, booty butthole. Dick wants something to wear that isn't tights, and
because it's
talking about he's got his mom and dad's blood all over him, and this Bruce Wayne thought bubble just says, I touched my mother's breast, and it bled.
Did no one pause him and be like, Frank, what are you doing, bud?
Yeah, it says, I touched my mother's breast. It bled on me.
I squeezed
19 years ago. It's just...
It's so weird.
I pressed my hand against my mother's breast just in case there was any hope at all. And there wasn't any heartbeat. No hope at all. Why'd you word it like that, man?
Because
it's so awkward.
It's cool.
But
we gotta.
Because he's the goddamn Batman. So Bruce says he'll get him some new clothes, and then he walks away. And he says, fuck you, I gotta go to work. So Dick is now in the cave with nothing to eat but rats.
He's cold.
And he's like, Batman's a creep and I hate his guts. And we see Clark running back over the ocean with a car. So I guess that's the doctor.
Also, what favor? Can we have some context?
No, it doesn't matter.
Frank is just setting up infinite storylines here that are never going to get resolved. He's like, he owes Batman a favor. And it's just, if you ever want to play a fun game, if you have to forced to read this book, play a drinking game where every time a character says the word damn in this book, you'll have alcohol poisoning, because Superman says it. He says damn when he's running across the water, and then he says damn again when he's running back with the car. I just can't. I can't with this book.
No, it's so good. Batman finds out that the whole thing was rigged against Jocko Boy, so he's going to run free. Dick wakes up and he's in pajamas and he's in a
He's got a quarter pounder with cheese.
And it's either that or a Whopper. But Bruce is angry that he fed this kid real food. He's like, the mission has chosen him. And Alfred's like, get the fuck away from me. I'm not your slave.
Yeah.
And
he storms off like an angry toddler.
And then he storms off like an angry toddler in a really cool Jim Lee page as the dialogue reads, Alfred just told me to go take a flying leap. This little brat is going to ruin everything. And that's the last page of our book for number 4.
God.
I don't know what's happening.
He's like, you're not my fucking dad.
Yeah, literally nothing is progressing. And I just have more questions than anything.
Well, and the only detective work that Bruce has done is that he randomly, like between the shot of him leaving the Batcave and the one shot of Superman walking across the ocean with the car that has the surgeon, and we don't find out if he gets there.
He learns one piece of information.
And he's like, oh, it was rigged. Okay, cool. Time to go back home. I got the information I need that leads me nowhere. Cool, I gotta go back. You fed him a Whopper? He's supposed to eat rats and bats and dirt.
You can't eat rats, man.
Why'd you give him jammies? He's supposed to be freezing.
Fucking rats, man.
But they can. I did it. Yeah, but you're also crazy, Master
You're
Bruce.
also fucking stupid and crazy, and I hate you.
So we'll just keep running through this beautiful story.
I am now stopping, and Sean will take over for the last 5 issues.
Oh yeah, here we go. We're gonna, and again, another beautiful page from episode 5.
Yeah, the cover.
The cover
just,
is absolutely gorgeous.
Bloody Batman with a bloody bat logo.
Oh, can we just remove all the words from this story? I hate this. Look, this intro is already stupid. It's Wonder Woman. We start with Wonder Woman walking into, she's been summoned, and she's talking about how she hates man. Man is like the worst thing on the planet. Just men themselves suck. And what she calls this guy on the street, she says, "Get out of my way, sperm bank." Awesome. And she shoves this door down that I guess is a secret entrance to this secret meeting where it's her meeting up with Elastic Man, Hal Jordan, Green Lantern, and Superman looking very angry. And it's essentially all of them talking about how Batman has abducted a child. He needs to be stopped. And Wonder Woman gets pissed off because she's just like, you guys just want to talk to him. I want to go chop his head off and put it on a pike and show everybody because you guys let politics and let man's world control you. I am stronger. And, it just shows that Superman is just getting more and more pissed off. And I think he looks like he stomps on the ground out of anger, and it shockwaves her into the wall.
Superman, again, just like everybody else in this book, is a massive fucking baby. He's so rageful and angry. He's breaking steel pipes because he's so upset. He's breaking the ground.
Well, he in that one comic, he used his heat vision to burn the newspaper.
Yeah, he's just so pissed off at that man.
Just doesn't make any sense. So he gets pissed off, stomps the ground, and this page is funny because she's just she's pissed off at everybody. And she's like, I hate you bastards. I hate your guts. And then she just throws her jacket up, and she was just like, Hal, can you put this up for me? And he creates a hanger out of the Green Lantern ring to go catch the coat. And then she throws it back on. She's walking out of the cave, essentially telling everybody, I'll let you do it your way, but it's not going to work, and I'm going to end up having to do it my way, which, again, goes nowhere. And then we get a beautiful, makes no sense shot of Superman seemingly pulling Wonder Woman into his arms and then taking a beautiful embrace and kissing.
Yeah. After he stomps the ground so hard she hits the wall and bleeds, by the way.
This is the perfect time to kiss and make up, as you were,
It's so confusing.
Also, what are these? I know that...
And he says, she's really a nice girl. Okay.
Yeah, she's, guys, I swear.
I get it,
guys,
but what the fuck just happened?
My girlfriend has a bit of a temper, guys. Okay, I know that she's mean, but she's just sensitive.
We just punch each other sometimes.
And then we've got...
we're just superpowered gods that beat each other up.
Yeah, we're just superpowered gods that when we're angry, we punch and kick stuff. and we throw tantrums.
And we're all fucking babies in the All-Star universe.
The only person in this entire page who is not being a fool, because, I mean, Elastic Man is kind of always being a fool. I mean, that's just his character. He's a silly man. He's Elastic Man. I mean, if you've ever seen anything Elastic Man, he's silly. Hal Jordan's just chilling. He's just hanging around, and then she screams at him to put her coat up, and he's just like, yes, ma'am. Here's a coat hanger, and then she literally, in the instance of her like about to put it on the hanger, she rips it off. So his kind gesture goes nowhere, and then they kiss, and then this next page we've got Batman seemingly falling, laughing like a fucking lunatic as he's going about his nightly patrol.
Yeah, but he says something very important on that page.
He does. Yeah, let me get to it.
I love being the goddamn Batman. I love being the goddamn Batman.
I think on this particular adaptation of this Batman, they should have put GDB on his chest, because he just loves calling himself the goddamn Batman so much. It's his new title, and he's talking about how he hasn't slept in days, but he's so exhilarated. He loves his night job of going around beating the shit out of criminals because they just have it coming. And then there's another beautiful Jim Lee shot of him like jumping across the sky. His cape is like flowing beautifully in the light of the red sun, and he's just got his fist going forward. It looks awesome. And then he jumps these guys in the alleyway while laughing
maniacally the entire time.
And not just like hee hee ha ha, like it's giant bulb like bleeding out of the word bubble.
This is how I read this.
Yeah, like it's like Joker laughing. Like he's gone fucking completely schizo, and he jumps into this alleyway and he beats the shit out of them so hard. He snaps this one guy's arm and then says to the guy, I broke it in a manner that's going to make it to where it won't heal properly. Like, he's just ruthless. And then he punches this other guy into the fucking dirt.
And we get Batman once again inspiring someone in the wrong way.
Yeah. She's like, thanks, man. Like, she talks about how she goes up and she stomps with her heel on one of her aggressors straight in the nuts. First of all, I have nothing against that, girl power. Way to go. That's awesome. But then she's just like, thanks, sir. I love you.
Yeah. Well, and Batman says, nobody loves anybody, my darling. We just survive.
Oh my God, it's so weird.
What's he fucking talking about?
No,
but I want to talk about that page where Batman is beating down on this guy, and it's onomatopoeia. It's crunch, 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 and the woman's like shock goes into like a scary maniacal smile because she's loving it. She's like really loving this whole situation with Batman, and she's got Batman watching over her, and it's so weird that we're glorifying this Batman.
Oh, and he tells her not to call the cops because he's like, don't call the cops, don't call an ambulance. I want these guys to be in insufferable pain. Yeah. Like, it's just,
this next page is really great. And I want you to read the thought boxes if you can.
Which all of these
ones? Yeah.
All right, here we go. I apologize.
Okay, so I'm going to describe the page really quick. Again, Batman's jumping through the storm, lightning, rain, red sky like the animated series, and he's just having a great time.
All right, the wind goes berserk. Electricity tingles my skin and rattles my whiskers. Another storm. Cool. A perfect night. A hunter's night. Batman thinks to himself, cool. I'm so fucking cool,
I'm
guys.
so fucking badass, dude.
I just beat the hell out of those guys.
I wish he had a trench coat. I wish he was blasting 3 Days Grace with a Coors in his hand.
It's just, and then I wish I could read all of this, but this next page is essentially Alfred, again, shirtless in all his muscular glory, talking about how Bruce, as a kid, was very rambunctious and adventure-esque and would always get himself hurt, and how his mother was always so scared for his well-being and always keeping an eye on him and, just being a worried mother. and how she didn't know who he truly was the entire time that she was his mother until her last moments, because when they get killed, she sees his grief turn into him essentially becoming, I think Alfred phrases it, him becoming like a demon. Yeah, hold on, let me find it. Oh yeah, there a mother took one last look into the eyes of her only son and saw him become a demon.
Jesus Christ, man, shut the fuck up. Robin needs an axe.
Yeah, so all that in the next page is just Robin holding a giant. How is he holding that?
Probably weighs more than he does.
Bro's got 12-year-old like god strength.
But again, okay, so that was a joke cut off, but the pages with Alfred are really great. Again,
I wish there were more.
Another delve into the mind of who Bruce Wayne is, and I think Frank is self-aware that this Batman is not a good guy, but then he contradicts it by glorifying the fuck out of him. And honestly, I mean, it can be a commentary, like I keep saying, but I don't think Frank is smart enough for that at this point.
Well, he's not.
And I understand that he is or was a good writer at some point, and I'm sure that part of him is still here, because you have things like Dark Knight Returns, you have things like Year One that are really great books. There are things in those books I don't like. Mostly Dark Knight Returns more than
Dark Knight Returns has like some very old ideas on political things. But
when it comes to it, like, he can write characters and he can write really great monologues like he does in Dark Knight and like he does in Year One. And this is part of that. This is really great. And my favorite part of this is the last two thought bubbles where Alfred says, I pray this child will survive this, and I pray my master has not gone mad. Obviously he has already gone mad. I'm sorry to tell you that, Alfred. But yeah, it's just really great. And we get to see the flashback of, Crime Alley and everything. So there is stuff to love in this book, but it's so full of garbage at the same time that it's like, what the fuck am I reading?
Well, he's writing himself into a corner because he's like, I'm gonna show here that Bruce is second guessing himself, and then I'm gonna show here that Alfred is also second guessing his adopted son's actions, but then nothing happens for the entirety of the comic to justify any of this character growth. So it's just like you're mentioning that they're going to have a moment where they take a step back and they think, okay, maybe I was being a little bit too harsh. And then it really realistically never happens.
No, it doesn't.
Like, it's just...
The next issue has Batgirl.
Yeah, let me first say, just one last, like, rebuttal about this previous issue. I don't think any of the Justice League shit should have ever been... They didn't need to be brought into this book. You could have just had, like, maybe...
Why the hell is...
Why is Wonder Woman here?
Frank or Grant Morrison, they didn't put anybody else in All-Star Superman.
Exactly. Like,
so why the fuck does everybody need to... Why does All-Star Batman and Robin, the Boy Wonder, not have Robin in it until issue fucking 9?
Well, the only reason that they put the Justice League here and they're talking about the stuff they're talking about is so that Frank can have a justification for the most iconic few pictures in this issue, which we'll get to because we won't spoil it for those of you who haven't read it. God bless you. But it's so silly. Well, if you need to write yourself into, why would I have this one scene?
He says, you know who was in The Dark Knight Returns?
Superman.
Plastic Man. Wonder Woman and Superman.
You guys like...
So who needs to be? Or I guess was Wonder Woman Dark Knight 2? I guess that's what I'm thinking about. Or is she in the first one? I can't remember. I haven't read it.
I can't remember.
Time. But anyway,
I think she's in Dark Knight 2.
It doesn't matter. Like, he just goes, I've played with these characters before. I want to play with them again, but I want them to be terrible this time. And if it's Dark Knight 2, I mean, like, it's very terrible. But anyway, issue 6, we get Batgirl.
Yeah. We'll be repeating ourselves into infinite oblivion with these constant praises of Jim Lee, but I'm going to praise the hell out of this book for the Jim Lee art because it's the only redeeming quality of this entire damn book. But another beautiful spread of a night shot of Black Canary, Batgirl's front and center, looking her best. I love the mask on her. She has like a mask that is just the bat symbol essentially as a mask with like eye holes where the wings should be, and then Batman's in the background. So she is front and center. Beautiful page. And I'm just going to read the title of this one because I think it's so funny. Always throw in a smile when you're bullshitting your dad. These titles are something else sometimes. So let's see. I don't remember. I'm gonna be real with you. I don't remember, and I'm not gonna read all the word blurbs. I don't remember what this first page is about, so we're just gonna flip to the second one. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So okay. Yeah. So sometimes you can just look at the pages and kind of figure out where it's going because Batman looks angry. Batman's like, "Damn! Oh hell! What's going on?" And he's like, he sees Black Canary riding in on her motorcycle that she stole from one of the guys at the bar, and he's like, "Ah, another newbie! Just what I need." And he's like, "Crazy kid, she's gonna get herself killed here. She'll get herself killed here. Where the hell are these damn wannabes coming from?" So he's just taking credit for. I mean, he is inspiring people, but he's just taking full credit without even knowing that he created this girl.
Yeah. Well, and so something that I want to talk about just really quick was when you talked about her costume. I kind of like that she's keeping the costume because A, it is basically just her actual normal costume, and B, I think it's like a liberating thing where she takes the negative and then turns it into something positive. So yes, she was literally harassed in this costume, but again, it's like
maybe it is an empowering thing.
It's like the thing where clothes don't justify
Yeah.
sexual harassment. They never do.
Cosplay's
They never
not
will.
consent
Like
type thing.
that whole thing.
Yeah.
What you wear shouldn't dictate how someone can treat you. So in my mind, I see it as that, where it's like, yeah, I mean, she was wearing her uniform for her job, but now she's taking that and it's her symbol of who she is as a hero. Hero is in very rough quotes because she's not very heroic.
No.
Not in this book. No one's very heroic in this book, except for maybe Batgirl, but even then, not really, because she's petty, and we'll get to that. The only person who's heroic, I guess, is Dick Grayson, but even then, he takes it a step too far.
Well, Dick Grayson, and that's the thing that's so frustrating with him, like getting to the thing that happens later on, is that he is the strongest character in this entire arc of this story. Yeah. He's a 12-year-old boy who has been abducted by a complete stranger.
Yeah, he's
drugged.
Fucking going through it.
He's gotten to the point where he's had to eat rats in a cold cave. The only person that's feeding him is Alfred, and Alfred gets scrutinized for it. But
and then Alfred never feeds him again.
Yeah, and then he rolls with the punches. Like he's obviously very mentally not okay, but he's just pushing through it in the only way that he knows how, which is just persevering and being brave.
So in this book, Sean will continue, but we get in every single one of these books, I haven't even talked about it, we get so many different time establishments.
Yeah.
We get 6 months ago, 3 hours ago, 15 hours ago. We don't know what the fucking timeline of this goddamn book is, but everything is a couple hours ago.
This could have taken place right now.
It doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah.
It literally doesn't matter that it was 3 hours ago. Because there's no... Usually when comic books do this, they'll say 6 months ago and then now. But there's no now in this book.
So was the Black Canary thing, that happened 6 months ago?
That was 6 months ago.
So she's been driving to Gotham or she's been working her way to driving to Gotham for 6 months?
Either that or she's just been Black Canary for 6 months.
It's just weird.
But again, we don't get... Like I said, in most comics, you get the so-and-so ago, and then you get now on the next page, or the following... Whenever the flashback is over, you'd get the now. There's no fucking now in this book. It's literally just... This was a couple hours ago. I guess this was a couple hours. I guess this was a couple hours. It's like, shut the fuck up. Who gives a fuck?
I'm so glad that we're getting time jumps and specific time frames for random segments, but we're not getting a time frame for how long this boy's been abducted.
Yeah.
Like we have no idea how long he's been in the Batcave. We have no idea how long he's been missing. Like, and again, it's apparently long enough for it to be in the news, but it just doesn't matter. But this next couple of these next 2 pages at least are really cool. It's Barbara, running up to the apartment where her and her father, Jim Gordon, live at, and all the word bubbles are Jim talking to Sarah. Again, jumping back to the Batman Year One incidents, trying to connect the threads of like their little incident where he's married to Barbara, then he has the situationship with Sarah for a little bit. Sarah is clearly still his actual true love, and it's so cute because it's even acknowledged somewhere in Barbara's dialogue that she understands that
that's later on.
Yeah, it's much later on, but she acknowledges that like Barbara is like his true love. Sarah is his true love, and it's just really cute. Like she jumps in talking about how she has to go get some schoolwork done, and he notices her backpack, and she's just like, never have a father as a detective, and he's like, oh well, it looks kind of heavy, and then she lies to him.
This literally isn't even her thought bubbles.
Yeah,
these are just narration bubbles that are cursing for no reason.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Never had a detective father for
her thought boxes are purple or red or whatever.
I guess these are
it's just literally narration where the narration is again like breaking the fourth wall and just like fucking cursing for no reason.
It's just weird.
I don't get it, but he's got a whole different problem though with the goddamn Batman.
Oh yeah, let me see.
He's the goddamn Batman.
Yeah.
He's got a problem with the goddamn Batman.
Thanks for waiting, Sarah. Yeah, the Batman thing. The media is having a field day. All that stuff about the kid he supposedly abducted. First off, I'm not buying that. I don't believe that he'd do anything like that. I think there's a whole different problem with the goddamn Batman, is a direct quote.
And the problem with the Batman that he has is that he's it's not that he beats up cops. He likes that he beats up cops, as we see Jim's current wife, Barbara, drinking.
Oh, yeah. So
it's just it what really bugs him is about what the goddamn Batman is, what he's turned into. Because the goddamn Batman has become a goddamn urban legend. And some of them are girls. And the goddamn. I just want to say goddamn.
Yeah,
that's the only reason I interjected.
He's just
saying goddamn a lot.
He's inspiring the wrong people, and he's just causing even more chaos.
Goddamn.
And then he even mentions, because it feels like a fourth wall break, that it could be somebody like his daughter as she's pulling out a grapnel out of her bag.
Oh, goddamn.
Is she the goddamn Batgirl?
She pulled out the goddamn grappling hook for the goddamn Batgirl.
She's the goddamn Batgirl. I actually kind of like this page where it's her bedroom, because we have like a very Frank Miller, classic art-inspired piece of art in the background. A lot of fanfare.
I wonder if Frank drew that.
I don't know, because it looks like his, or if it was a Jim Lee inspiration of trying to draw like his.
Yeah, it looks really. I think it's Jim. I can tell by the lips.
But then we get a sequence of her suiting up, going out on patrol. I absolutely adore this suit. That's all we'll say about that.
It's really great. Actually.
It's so cool. I love the way that there's like a little bat symbol for the belt. There's a little bat symbol that clips the cape on. The mask is a bat suit. She even has it looks like a keychain.
She has charms and earrings that are the Wonder Woman logo, the Superman logo, the Batman logo, and the Green Lantern logo. So I guess somehow she got JLA merch.
I don't know.
And I really like the thought, or like the narration boxes here, where it's talking about youth
and hope,
inspiration, purpose, and mischief, because it gives kids an excuse to cause trouble. So again, 5 hours ago. Why the fuck does it matter?
Yeah. Let me see. Then we got Jimmy Olsen. So apparently, while all this was going on, I'm assuming that the French doctor was able to operate.
We don't know.
See him. We don't know
anything about that, by the way.
But Jimmy Olsen, 16-year-old Jimmy Olsen, has been summoned to the hospital by Vicky Vale. He's running through the streets with a beautiful bouquet of roses, because he's a 16-year-old boy and he has been summoned by a beautiful woman. He's being young 16-year-old boy. Yeah. Fill in the gap. So he enters her hospital room, and it is just... It's like a garden of
botanical.
It's just giant flowers everywhere. He's holding the flowers behind his back so that she doesn't see them, and then he throws them away. So they're all from Bruce, because he's got to make it look like he cares, and he even writes her a little heartfelt message that says, "To Vicky Vale, my apologies for Alfred's driving. Recover swiftly. The world is a darker place without you. BW." Isn't that so sweet? I'm too busy abducting children.
Who cares? Ass shot in the hospital gown.
Yeah, literally.
Ass shot in the hospital gown.
Well, if this were a real hospital gown, then her ass would have been out. So, plot hole. But it's so frustrating, because she essentially wants him. She made him look over all the information that she had on the Batman and the abduction and the stuff that was going on with the Graysons when they were killed. So it's before ass shot. It's like, hey, can I do anything for you? Yeah, you can get my clothes. And then it's like this, very sexual, naked leg that kicks out. And then she starts to undress, and she's just like, "Thanks for helping me." And then it stops with him being like, "Yeah, I totally didn't look at her undressing. I totally didn't look, guys."
As he's literally like sweating.
He's literally sweating. He's looking
and
directly at her.
It's just uncomfortable to read, and I don't care much for any of that.
But don't worry, because the next page we have meanwhile. Don't get a time frame there.
Meanwhile. So I guess this is meanwhile 5 hours ago.
Yeah. So this is meanwhile.
So this isn't
a week before today.
Well, no, so this says 5
yesterday.
hours. So meanwhile would mean like it's happening at the same time. So like this is 5 hours ago, and so she's doing this 5 hours ago. So I guess Batman's functioning 5 hours ago. So Batman's not in real time. Batman's 5 hours ago.
Are you keeping up, reader? Are you keeping up?
Do you understand where we are? Because I don't know what fucking day it is.
I'm dozing off. I can't figure it out. What's going on? But we have Black Canary.
Black Canary beats people up.
Yeah, she pulls up. These guys are apparently selling stuff for cheap randomly. And then, and look who shows up. That's the goddamn Batman!
Wait, but it was 5 minutes ago.
Yeah, but it doesn't make any sense. Wait a minute, how is he there if he was not there then 5 hours ago?
Meanwhile, 5 minutes ago he shows up.
Fucking sense! But one of the guys pulls out a gun, she throws like a pair of nunchucks at him, gets this really cool shot of him like breaking his teeth.
There's a lot of really great shots of her just like beating people up, and I like them a lot. And
she steals money after she beats the shit out of it.
She steals money, claims to be Robin Hood, but she's keeping it for herself, so that's not Robin Hood. Yeah. The thing that I think is
that's what I'm saying.
That's what I'm saying. It's literally says 5 minutes ago.
Oh my god! So it goes from her stealing the money, her getting, and then like a bunch of guys pulling guns on her, and then it goes to the next page. 5 minutes ago, and Batman jumps.
Oh my god!
Oh, and by the way, I hope that everybody, if you ever again have to have the luxury of reading this book, I hope you were just as confused as I am, because again, I feel like maybe somebody was reading this and was like, Frank, you should probably preface what's going on in this page, because there's a moment where the guy that was hired to kill the Graysons is in a car. Apparently the snake venom that he was hit with by Batman is still taking effect. So the cop that he's sitting in a car with that is like getting him bailed out is covered in like maggots. His mouth is full of like dirt and bugs. He's got worms crawling out of his nose. And then like literally a couple inches below, it talks about how he was like, oh yeah, he's still got the venom in him. Because I was so confused. I was like,
what's happening?
Because it doesn't make any sense. It's so weird. But then, hold on, we got to read this. I should wait until the good officer clears the scene, but I don't. And then it's a full page of, ha, eat glass, lawman.
Eat glass, lawman.
He kicks his foot through the windshield into the police officer's face. Sometimes a fella just can't help himself, especially when it comes to taking down a rotten cop. What is it? Eat floor, high fiber.
Eat floor, high fiber.
Like seriously, that's the level of writing we got here.
But now we get Blag.
Yeah, we get Blag. The guy that is the shooter from the Graysons. He pulls him out of the car and he just says with a wiggly word blurb, Blag. Blag. What's the Blag? I'll give you something to talk about. And then it's just like, Blag.
He starts to hear Canary's
Rustlings.
Little thing. He hops in, beats him out, and she says, "It's the goddamn Batman!" She says, "Oh, sweet Jesus, it's the goddamn Batman." The best part is that's the last page.
Yeah. What a... Oh, sweet Jesus, it's the goddamn Batman.
Issue 7 has a really great cover. Issue 7 has a great team-up cover of Bruce and her beating up motherfuckers.
Like, what even happened here? Can we just...
Oh, you want a recap of this issue?
Should we even attempt? Because I can't even keep up. Like, it's you have 3 hours ago, then meanwhile, then 5 hours before.
There's
like
so much. Where's Dick? Isn't even in this issue.
No. Where's Robin? Where's Robin, the boy wonder? You know the title of the fucking book?
On issue 7.
Oh my god!
And there's no Robin. But there is a really cool cover.
Yeah, really cool cover of Black Canary and Batman beating up the scum that she was about to get jumped by. looks very cool. I guess she's literally just pulling these nunchucks out of her butt.
No, she has them on her back.
Oh, she does? Okay, sweet.
She has a little belt now.
Okay. I didn't see that because she threw the last one.
The beginning of this issue.
Okay, because she threw the last one, so I couldn't remember. I didn't know if she
She must have got another pair 5 hours ago.
Yeah, but meanwhile, she has
because 5 hours ago they started to jump her.
Yeah,
but 5 minutes ago they continued to jump her. So
and
they've been fighting for 5 hours.
And 7 days later, Batman stumbled in, was like, "What's going on here?" It's like, actually, we've been waiting until meanwhile for you to get here.
Dick Grayson's only been gone for a day.
You literally can't write this any worse.
He can't remember because he fucking wrote this shit like a year ago.
Did Frankie Boy not give his like memory, his like Alzheimer's pills before he wrote this shit? I want to read the title of this one too because I just think it's so funny. Let's take you to school, suckers in chemistry. Oh my god!
Oh my god! They just fucking fight people.
Yeah, they just fight. Batman jumping over a bunch of guys that are shooting. It looks like he's literally getting shot directly in his asshole, but I guess they're not shooting him in his asshole because they were shooting him in his asshole 5 hours ago. But so
what happened yesterday?
I'm in the right now. Okay, I'm trying to. So they're fighting. And literally out of the car or out of the crates that they're smashing that I guess they were trying to sell, there's a bunch of bleach. Well, you look at that, bottles of bleach. These thieves will sell anything. And here I am with all this thermite. Like he's just literally pulls thermite out of his pocket from his belt. He puts it in the bleach and he throws it directly at these guys and lights everybody on fire. Like, guys, Batman doesn't fucking kill, okay?
I'm just going to give them like 4th-degree burn.
They can recover from that. Their surgeries. But he's not going to call an ambulance.
In 5 hours.
5 hours, yeah.
5 hours from now, they're going to be dead.
They're like, I was burning meanwhile. I can't.
I don't remember what happened 5 minutes ago. Meanwhile.
So Batman lights all these dudes on fire. They're beating each other up. Black Canary is essentially just like drooling over the fact that she's within this beautiful man's presence.
And God help me, there I am, thunderstruck, in love with the man.
The goddamn Batman. And then he kicks a guy says, "Borg! Sleep tight, princess, and don't you go messing again with any Gotham City girls. I won't, I swear."
Has anybody ever told you, my good man, that you are totally hot?
And then she kisses him.
Not for the last few days, no.
In the meanwhile, consider yourself told. And then they kiss. Her tongue is like little sand. She's a smoker. Cigars. Cuban. I haven't kissed a smoker in weeks. Not since Selena.
Again, it's like Batman's so full of himself because she's like, "You're so hot. Has anyone ever told you that?" And he's like, "Not for the last few days."
And I guess he gets so into it because the next page, they're literally on the ground kissing.
We keep our masks on. It's better that way.
Oh, God.
Need a ride home. So they don't fuck.
Yeah.
But maybe they do fuck.
Because it looks like she's putting her jacket back on.
Yeah. Well, it's already on when she's like adjusting it because it's on when he's like on top. Who gives a fuck?
That was in the meanwhile. For now, though,
this is 5 hours from now.
Yeah.
So this is the future.
He's essentially trying to give her a ride home, and then
he asks about the.
Yeah, can you read that, please?
I'll read it. Okay,
I will fuck it up.
I'll read this whole page.
Thank you.
Sure, I do. Oh, this is also where we get the so Batman knows that Superman can fly, but Clark doesn't know that Superman can fly.
Because he knows things, because he's smart.
Sure I do. I'm not the one who can fly, although that idiot doesn't even know he can fly. Batmobile, find me. Very good, sir. Right away, sir. The Batmobile? Not one word. I've taken enough grief about calling my goddamn car the goddamn Batmobile. I'm the goddamn Batman, and I can call my goddamn car whatever the hell I want to call it.
That is a direct quote, by the way. He did not paraphrase any of that.
Well, I gotta read this next part, too, because she says, "Whatever you say, man of mine, that's just a totally queer name for a car, that's all."
I'm so glad that her and a 12-year-old boy had the same insult.
What the fuck is happening?
He loves the word queer.
Frank is just like... going crazy.
Frank, dude, as a man that loves your writing, not currently, I love your old writing. You had this exact same issue with words like this in the before 4 times. We need to fix this, buddy. Can we stop? It's different. It's a different age now. We're in the meanwhile. We need you to go to 5 hours ago and stop doing this.
We need to go to like 25 years ago.
This bit's gonna get old, but I don't care.
It is. It's already kind of old, but I love it. That's just all of our jokes. They get in the fucking car. She smokes in the car. Bruce is like, "Oh, Irish chick. Oh, I know where she's from."
Oh yeah, and he has the guy in his arms.
he's got the guy, and oh look, Robin's back.
Yeah, in the last page before the new issue.
No.
Oh no, sorry.
There's more.
Forgive me. I got ahead of myself.
That's okay.
I'm so focused on the goddamn.
I'm just going to
Batman.
speed run the rest of this.
Yeah.
I know I said that you're doing it, but I just want to get this done so we
fine.
can talk about Joker.
Yeah, we need to get to the issues that are important.
So he's in the cave. He's chopped up a rat. We see that he's eaten it. He's also blarging. He brought Jocko to the Batcave. He's like, his fate is in your hands. Are you an Avenger or a detective? And he grabs the axe. He cuts the piece of tape on his mouth, also cutting his lips. So now the dude's bleeding. Which, damn, he's got really good aim.
He's got very good aim.
If he didn't fucking kill him.
Oh yeah, and Batman comments about how he had to get like the perfect seat, like the perfect lighting for this.
Yeah.
In order for him to watch Dick either kill or not kill this guy, he's like, you need to be an Avenger or you need to be a detective.
He's beating the shit out of him. He asks who hired him. And the answer is the Joker. Why? We won't find out. Don't worry about it. Next issue. Yeah. We get Jared Leto.
Yeah, essentially Jared Leto. I, for one, have seen this particular cover everywhere. I didn't know it was from this book until I read it. But it's the iconic, like, back shot of Joker's, like, kind of looking to the side, but his back is facing the reader, and he's got this really cool, like legitimately really cool dragon tattoo that goes all the way up to his arm, and he's using Batman's cowl to wipe off all the blood that's on his arms. Very cool. And then the title is "This Is Love in My Own Special Way." So
the Joker in it.
Yeah, it's got the Joker in it. And what does the Joker do in his free time?
The Joker has sex with people and kills them.
Yeah, but specifically, he has sex with lawyers that help with like children that get abducted or abused, and he kills her.
Whatever, man. Nazi boob chicks. Here.
Yeah, if you've read Dark Knight Returns, then you are familiar with I'm so mind-boggled at the moment that I can't remember her name, but I'm sure that if I was not in this current state of mind, I'd remember it because I remember these things. But it's the chick with the buzz cut.
That's fine, I got this.
Oh, yeah.
Google, what's the name of the Nazi chick from Dark Knight Returns?
She's got swastikas.
Bruno.
Okay, yeah. She's got swastikas on her tits, on both tits, covering up the nipples. It's very fancy. So Joker kills random reporter, tells her to cover up. She says, okay. And then we don't get to see Joker again for, I think, another issue.
Did we get to see him again at all?
No, yeah, we do. He has an encounter with Catwoman.
Oh, yeah.
But I think that's it. He appears.
No, that's right.
He appears in these first couple of pages, and then he has that one other entrance.
They just keep fucking talking.
Yeah.
Bruce just keeps saying the same shit over and over again.
So yeah, Dick is essentially trying to figure out why the Joker hired the hit. Batman doesn't know, and Dick does the smartest thing ever. He essentially calls out Bruce right to his face. Of course, he doesn't know he's Bruce yet, so he's calling out Batman, the man that abducted and drugged him, right to his face, and is saying, why did you bring him here if you don't know anything? And not only that, but why are you wanting to give me tights and want me to help you fight crime if people are literally, they know that you abducted me, so they're going to put 2 and 2 together and know that I'm the person that's helping you. That doesn't look good for you, buddy. And he's just like, I'll figure out something. I'll figure it out. Don't worry about it.
He's the goddamn Batman. He doesn't
then he's like,
your fucking rationalization. He's the fucking goddamn Batman, you motherfucker.
And then we have a very, very important page where it's Dick looking at the iconic robotic dinosaur that's in the Batcave, and he's like, so what's up with the big robot T-Rex? I mean, it's cool and all, cool as hell, but what's with it? Shut up.
I'll read for Batman.
Yeah.
Shut up and get to work on your costume and get yourself a damn mask.
Why do I need a mask?
Oh, hey, look, Green Lantern.
Yeah. So Batman drives out of the Batcave to go dump what's his nuts into the Gotham Reservoir, and Green Lantern lights up a Green Lantern in the sky like a bat symbol. It's really cool.
Really great page again.
Very great page.
Crazy good.
And Batman, I legitimately thought that
this
Batman
guy's gonna fucking die.
Yeah, Batman has this man tied with his hands behind his back, and he throws him into the Gotham Harbor
head first.
And of course, they show that he's like gasping for air, and he's like semi-breathing above water, but it's like, okay, but he's probably just treading water. I don't know. So Batman is like, damn it, I fucking hate this Green Lantern prick. I don't want to have to deal with this guy.
I really want to read this.
Yeah,
one
go
really
for
quick.
it, buddy.
So the Jocko is saying that the Joker is going to come and find him, and Batman says that his condition is permanent. Welcome to hell. And he says, "It's a lie, but a good one. I love my job," with a smirk on his face. And then we get an editor's note that says, "We can't print Jocko Boy's response due to standards of decency. The response demands an anatomical impossibility."
So Frank Miller probably wrote something so vile that they were like, "We can't put this in the book."
Like, "Shove it up your fucking stinky ass," or like something really fucked up that they just could not print at all, which I think is quite funny.
The next page, we've got Dick Grayson rummaging through all of the weaponry in the Batcave, finds a bow and arrow, and apparently he is very inspired by Robin Hood. His dad made him watch a bunch of like old movies, so he's familiar with Robin Hood as a character, and he took archery. So he starts fiddling around with the bow. Go to the next page, and Batman has figured out where Green Lantern is just chilling, eating a hot dog.
He loves hot dogs.
He loves hot dogs.
He knows his name.
He knows he's Hal Jordan for some reason, because again,
he knows everything.
He just has to prove how smart he is. He's like, Hal Jordan's like, "How do you know me?" He's like, "I know a lot."
Hal Jordan's the only fucking person that doesn't say damn, he says darn.
Yeah, he's like, because he's a human being. He probably was like, "I don't want to be like everybody else."
Bruce really hates Hal Jordan.
Yeah, which
he's
is
talking
so
about how much
funny.
of a stupid dumbass he is. And
where is the one
how
insult?
Like he's a damn idiot, and he says the things I do with power like that, it's such a waste.
Here we go.
What the fuck?
I found the perfect. So there's a level of insult in his mental monologue where he's like, "I've seen more intelligent hockey puck. I've seen more intelligent hockey pucks."
Yeah, he thinks that he's just like a fucking imbecile.
The clown makes oversized egg beaters and mouse traps and vacuum cleaners when he could set the whole world straight with that ring.
It's so stupid.
Like, it's so silly. He's essentially trying to tell him that they need to talk. Bruce is like, "Meet me at these coordinates in the meanwhile 5 hours from now tomorrow." And Hal's like, "Okay." So then they leave, and then we have a shot of Catwoman talking to somebody.
Catwoman's in her cool purple costume.
Yeah, I love the purple costume. It's literally just year one. Yeah. Very cool. She's talking to somebody. I heard about rumors about how you treat women. I don't know if I want to mess around with you. And it's the Joker, and it's the last fucking time we see him. Yeah. So he's just like, just doing a little bit of mischief stuff, Catwoman. You should join me. I don't know why he's Skeletor. Who knows? Back to the Batcave.
Well, he's Skeletor because he's Jared Leto.
Yeah, yes. Okay, how could I forget? So we go back to the Batcave because apparently Batman goes out on patrol, finds one dude. He did one thing.
5 hours ago.
He threw the guy in the water, and then he met up with Hal Jordan. Then he goes back home. So patrols are like what, an hour, maybe 30 minutes.
Probably 5 hours.
Yeah, but then it's like tomorrow.
Maybe it was 15 hours.
We'll never know. So he gets into the Batcave. Dick shoots an arrow at him. He catches it. "Nice shot, kid. Don't call me kid. Don't call me a boy. Don't call me a brat. Don't call me a little snot. Call me Hood."
And then Batman grabs the hood and says, "Fuck that, you're Robin."
Yeah, he's like, "You know what bad guys do with hoods?" And he pulls his hood down and yanks it. And he's like, "You're Robin now."
All right, I am going to cover 9.
Yeah, go
because this is the one.
Yeah, I'll let you. He's probably gonna read all the fun shit.
So, number 9. This is the last issue of the trade paperback if you're reading it that way, because, like I said, issue 10 didn't come out till after the trade came out.
And he's now officially Robin. It took
He's-
9 issues of the Boy
He's
Wonder
officially
comic
Robin,
book.
and we don't get to see him be like don the Robin costume for the
Yeah.
first time because this book is so fucking stupid.
No, it's on the front page. It's right
yeah,
there.
well, that's the cover. The cover is the best cover ever.
Yeah,
You've seen
very iconic.
You've seen this cover. It's them in Green Lantern's like green light spotlight. And this is actually an homage cover. It's not a Jim Lee original. But we open it and Batman's yellow. What the fuck did we miss here? I guess we'll find out. So he's there to talk to Hal Jordan about everything. And he's talking about how he has so many safe houses and warehouses, but he just really hates Hal Jordan, so he just wants to fuck with him. And he's got the dumbest weakness of all time because the ring doesn't work against yellow. And he's got Dick like painting this entire warehouse with a paint
painted
roller.
everything from like the rafters to the pipes.
And he's saying weird shit again, where he says, "Fast hands, my little Robin. Fast hands, big mouth." Because he's like talking about how everything's like there's yellow roaches everywhere, and there should be child labor laws and blah blah blah. But you know, Hal is just talking a lot about how he's in danger. Like Bruce is in danger. He's putting everybody in danger, and he's just doing everything wrong. And Bruce is like, "Shut the fuck up, man."
Yeah, he's
like,
literally just there to talk him down. He's not. Everybody
And-
wanted to attack him, and Hal's like, "I'll just talk to him about. We don't even necessarily need you to stop being Batman. We just need you to stop." Almost nearly killing everybody and putting them in the ER.
Replies with homophobia, calling Wonder Woman the Wicked Witch of Lesbos Island, and the last candy pants of a blown up planet who is Superman, a shapeshifter who's nuttier than a fruitcake, and then him, the giant green egg beater. Like, what the fuck? And then he goes, "Care for a glass of lemonade?"
Yeah, he pours lemonade.
And this is the iconic, you know, he is just not listening to anything Hal has to say, and he's drinking lemonade, and he's like,
refreshing.
"It's so refreshing. Are you sure you don't want a glass?" And he continues to just sip on this lemonade while Dick paints himself yellow. But I just can't... okay. Even if Frank Miller's trying to do a thing where Batman becomes the Batman we all know and love, which could be an interesting story, why is he homophobic? Why is he sexist? Why does he beat kids? Why does he hate everybody? Like, I don't fucking understand this book.
Well, and then he does a complete 180. Is it on this page or on the
no,
next
it's
page?
the end of this book.
Oh, I'm talking about like how he feels about Hal Jordan. Like he has like
that
tiny little inkling of like, well, you wear tights, so actually I have a little bit of respect for you.
Yeah, it's coming up for sure. Again, he calls himself the goddamn Bat. He wants to scare people. He wants to reassure them that the world is, or like he says that they have all these other heroes to reassure them that the world is a safe place. But Bruce is just there to scare everybody and beat everybody out, beat everybody up, and the JLA just finds his methods just, he says repugnant, which is a really great word to use because it's true. And Bruce is like, "Well, have you seen the crime rate? Like, I'm doing a great job. You really should try the lemonade. It's such a hot day." And he says, "Hal Jordan, damn you and your lemonade. They'll bring us all down because of you. They'll think we're as crazy as you are. You've already got half of them calling us criminals." And Bruce says a line that's in Batman vs. Superman, but he says, "Of course we're criminals. We've always been criminals." And he says, "We have to be criminals." Which, yeah, but
No.
not this guy. And Hal gets it right because he says, "You son of a bitch, you'll ruin everything. You'll get us all killed."
And
He
he punches
starts
him.
punching the shit out of him, calls him a bastard.
Robin
and-
catches the glass, so he doesn't shatter.
Then he says, "Guess the man wants to fight after all, boss. Here's some more fresh squeezed lemonade."
Batman's getting his shit rocked, and he's like, "You look thirsty, sir."
And so Hal's like, "And there's the fucking kid, the kid you kidnapped." And Bruce is like, "What do you mean? I didn't kidnap any kid." And Hal's like, "That's obviously Dick Grayson. That's a child that looks just like Dick Grayson."
what you're talking about, bro.
And Bruce is like, "I literally don't know what you're talking about. I'm drinking lemonade." Actually, Dick Grayson was on the news yesterday and said I didn't kidnap him.
This is the ultimate stupid ass like backward shit.
And then we get a great thing of yesterday with Dick in front of the news talking about how Batman didn't kidnap him. He's kind of scary though, but Hal's just he doesn't buy it because who the fuck would? It's so obviously Dick Grayson. Not a coincidence, and don't try to confuse me. And oh my god, they're just still talking.
Yeah, this is literally just. This is one of the most exhausting pages I would say in this entire book, besides the one with Black Canary in the bar, because there's just so much word vomit.
Bruce tries to convince Hal that he met Dick Grayson met Robin 6 years ago in Istanbul, and he says my word of honor on a stack of Bibles. It's just, I don't know. They're still fucking talking, man.
Well, then he takes it back because he's like, honestly, I can't even really, I can't even really lie to you because you're wearing tights and you look so thirsty. Lemonade.
So, Dick steals his ring
somehow.
He wasn't even close to him, but he starts to go kind of crazy. He wants the ring back. Obviously, Dick plays keep away, and he does this really incredible splash page of Dick doing like triple somersault kick, and Bruce is like admiring it, and then he lands and throat strikes Hal Jordan, I think breaking his trachea or whatever, so he can no longer breathe. And then Batman pulls the 180 and he takes Dick and he throws him against like the brick wall as it shatters around his body, and he's just bleeding out. He starts punching him. And Bruce is like, you can't kill him. We don't need to kill him. And Bruce unmasks for the first time in front of Dick. And he's like, holy shit, this is a really awkward way to find out Bruce Wayne is Batman.
Which, again, didn't need to happen. He didn't need to pull the mask off.
I guess it was just like Frank was probably like, oh, we haven't established that he knows yet. Which, crazy shit. So he does it, and...
he shoves a pen mechanism in his throat.
He saves him with like the method where you poke a hole in the throat so he can still breathe. And then he takes him out. Bruce takes Dick out in the rain, and the rain is hitting them as the paint is coming off, drips off of their body, which is really funny. Dick is really remorseful. But he's saying that he enjoyed it. He really wanted to kill him. He's pissed off. And then Bruce, this is where Bruce finally has his like coming to Jesus moment, where he's like, what have I done? I've ruined this kid. I've almost made him into a killer. I had years to grieve. It's been days for this child, and I've ruined his life. And so he takes him to the grave of his parents, where he starts to like pound on the gravestone, and they embrace. And the thought boxes say, "We mourn lives lost, including our own." And this is the moment of the book that is probably my favorite.
It's the only good moment.
It's really incredible, but it's not earned because Batman has been way too insane.
Well, and like you take out the homophobia, you take out all this other stuff, and maybe you give a little bit of more context and more evidence of him actually in his own actions taking back, oh, well, maybe I don't need to be as harsh on this kid, but he doesn't.
No,
throughout this entire book, he has just taught him nothing. He's kept him in a cave. He's made him eat rats. This boy has had no exposure to anything except for this cruelty. Yeah, we'll get into that once we get to the next issue. But the thing that's so bizarre is I think Bruce is so completely like gaslit himself into thinking that Dick is the perfect specimen for this project. Like he talks about how, oh man, I wanted to adopt this kid into the art of crime fighting when he was like a man, but then he starts doing like the somersaults with Hal Jordan, and he's literally like, this is the perfect boy for this. No one else could have been more perfect. And then you get to the next page, and then I read it because it's in bold lettering, where he's like, this is the first time I've witnessed him in open combat, and I don't like what I'm seeing. Oh no! And that's literally when he hits his trachea. So it's like he was going to say, wow, he knows what he's doing, until he does the one wrong move. But again, like, this doesn't warrant, like, you throw him into a wall. He starts bleeding, then you scream at him. Like, it just doesn't warrant this. Oh man, I need to be more of a guardian, because he even talks during his breakdown when they're like about to go to the graveside about how he's had much better mentors than what he has been to this boy. And it's like, dude, none of this takes back you abducting him, you drugging him, you keeping him for God knows how many days because we haven't established a timeline, and then you throwing him into a fucking brick wall. This is a 12-year-old boy who you gave no chance to grieve. And you, of all people, should know what it's like to exist in a world where you just shove the emotions down. I mean, clearly this is why Batman has turned into such a horrible person, as Alfred said, a fucking demon. And it's horrible that the like, what, 3 or 4 pages of actual good storytelling doesn't feel like it's earned, because everything else is just completely skipped. It's either skipped over, or it just has no justification, and it just pisses me off, because I feel like this could have been such a good book. Because again, they established very early that he is remorseful for how he's acting early into him abducting Dick, but then he does nothing to fix any of his actions. So it's just, you're not winning me over, man. You're a dick. You're a horrible person. You are not the Batman I want you to be, or anybody wants you to be. Jesus Christ. No wonder this took 3 years.
So we're on the final issue, number 10.
Which opens up to Disturbed.
I will say there's a little thing about number 10. This issue was released, finally, after, it was February, and then this came out in September. So, roughly 6 months. And it got recalled immediately, because the swear word blocks of this issue, the ink they used did not cover the swear words. So my copy that we're using for this actually was a recalled copy, and it's got just fuck and a bunch of other words in it.
That's this issue?
Yeah, that's this issue.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
You're going to probably have to read this one, because I'm going to be for real. I read all the way up until we get to him throwing the cardboard that Catwoman gives him, and then I used the rest of it as just look at the pages and try to pick up on what's going on.
That's fine,
because I had finished this like 20 minutes before I came here.
So 1 week later, so a week has passed since number 9, and
oh my god,
Jim Gordon is out, investigating everything. A bunch of beatniks and stuff. Catwoman is bleeding and, dying, and runs into a cop and gives a cop a little piece of paper that has a message for Batman, and Jim takes it to the docks, and he throws it into the ocean. I don't know if he knew Bruce was under there, or if he just thought he was actually throwing it into the ocean. But Dick and Bruce are there under the dock and take the piece of paper. Jim gets a phone call from Barbara, who is, drunk, and he's trying to say, nothing's been the same since Sarah. We get a great splash page of Bruce and Dick being Batman and Robin finally. They're out on the street time and time again. They're doing a great job. He saved... or the whole thing. He recaps everything with Green Lantern. They're in the sewers. They're jumping through pipes, and everything looks really fucking great. Calls him a little bastard again. But, it's fine. Super sick. They hitch a ride on a train, and then so the note from Selena said, go back to where it all began, or whatever, or the first time And he's at his like first bat cave where they first met, and he ate rats, and he proved he didn't need Wayne's billions, and he ate rats. And don't forget that he ate rats, and everybody eats rats in this book, and rats, yummy, I love rats. So she's like fucking dying and bleeding in his arms. I don't know why I'm trying to show something because no one can see it. But he's talking about how soft and perfect and beautiful she is, and how it says, he says, "Don't talk, baby, you're safe. They're in love with each other," or something. Then we get the Kratos PSP Chains of Olympus ad. Less than a fucking hour ago, we get, which is what the page says, we get the recalled page, the problem page, where Barbara is out doing her little patrol and steals a guy's skateboard and start to beat up hooligans. And if you look at this, you can see all the words. It says "fuck me," "fuck you." There's a lot of words that I don't want to say either.
Now I'm upset that I didn't get to read this because I'm blown away. I didn't know that was this issue.
Yeah, and then we get this crazy fucking page that says "right around then" as our time frame. With
so much reading.
With Black Canary, there's so much here. I do not want to read any of this.
You understand why I just looked at the pretty pages?
She's talking about how she might need some merry men because she's like, Robin Hood or whatever. She's still beating people up. Really cool ad there. She's lighting shit on fire. We get 7 minutes later. So 7 minutes from, what did that one say?
7 minutes from...
7 minutes from right around then.
Like, oh God, I can't with this.
So the cops are like, this chick is fucking crazy. And she's laughing maniacally. And then we get 6 minutes later.
She learned how to laugh maniacally from Batman.
His wife Barbara, got in a car accident, Jim's wife. So she is now in the hospital. Meanwhile, 13 minutes ago, other Barbara, Batgirl Barbara, gets punched off and gets arrested by the police. So, and then, oh my fucking God, soon enough, we get Jim Gordon back in the hospital.
Oh my God, what is the time frame of this shit, dude?
A cop comes in and tells Gordon that Barbara just called his daughter Barbara. Why they have? So, oh my God, Batgirl just called, and he's confusing. Like, "Tell her I'll call her back." And the cop is like, "Well, she only gets one phone call." And he's like, "What the fuck do you mean she only gets one phone call?" So, pretty damn soon comes along. Actual time frame.
That's the actual pretty damn soon. Oh my God!
He gets to the station. And
one hell of a moment later.
And finds out that Barbara was masquerading as Batgirl. And she says that it's not Batman's fault. She knew what she was doing. She knew it was wrong. She did it anyway. She's like, "Don't tell Mom. I'm sorry that she's in the hospital. Maybe you should just go call Sarah because that seems to help." So one long, lonely walk later, literally what the time frame says once again, he calls Sarah, and then guess what? It ends.
Yeah, we had no conclusion. You want to know why Joker called the hit? So do we. Honestly,
want to know what happened to Selena? You don't get to know. You want to know what happens to literally anything? Actually, no.
Did Vicky Vale? It never even concluded what Vicky Vale found out about the murders.
Well, she just wanted to expose Batman and shit, but then they were like, "Nah, Dick Grayson came out and said it's fine." So it's just it's an abrupt ending to a comic that took 3 years to release 10 issues when a normal comic can do 10 issues in 10 months, which I think is really funny because everything Jim Lee has ever worked on since has been delayed like this, like current time, where Batman Hush 2 still isn't done, but they literally said fuck it and they published everything that's after it. Like the current Batman series is after Hush 2 because Hush 2 hasn't finished publishing yet, and it probably won't until late this year, I think and I think there's 12 more parts or something. It's like fucking stupid. I don't read modern day Batman.
Well, it's like I've completely given up on Gargoyle of Gotham because we've been waiting on that final book of that 4-book series for a little over a year now. Not even that. It's probably been longer. It's probably been about 2 years. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
All-Star Batman and Robin, The Boy Wonder. finally getting Sean to read this after so many years has been kind of the best moment of my life, because I just really want to share this book with people because of how batshit insane it is. And when I was a kid, I didn't really understand how like fucking weird it was until I probably read it the second time when I was in my teens, and I was like, man, this shit is like bad, huh? Because I mean, at the time, I mean, I could read. I had a reading comprehension when I was 10 years old, obviously, but I don't know. It just looked cool. That's about all I needed.
Well, as much as I joke about it, and as much as I give it shit, I am legitimately happy I read this because I do think it is funny.
Well, it's an
insane piece of comic book history.
To say it's a crazy piece of history that tanked the All-Star line. They never did any more. Like I said, there was going to be a sequel series. It was going to be 6 issues, and it was supposed to, give you the answers of what's up with the Joker, what's up with Dick Grayson, what's going on with Bruce, and then to kind of like transition better into the Dark Knight Returns. But honestly, what the fuck what could they have done in 6 issues? Like, this is 10 issues and nothing happens.
Yeah, well, and
so 6 issues would have to be really like, it'd have to be old Frank Miller is back to write 6 issues and make it be worthwhile.
Well, they would have to retcon so much because, again, for me, I feel like the purpose for why Batman is so ruthless in the Dark Knight Returns books is because of the age, and he's just had enough. Like, he's old, so he can't quite, move or do things the same way, and he's also just pissed off. Like, he's just enraged with the level of corruption that Gotham has allowed itself to be consumed by. So he's just fed up. So he's just not necessarily killing, but he's also not rescuing.
But is he the goddamn Batman?
So it's just like when you read something like this and they're trying to tie all the knots between this and like Batman, Year One and all this other stuff. It's just when you read them, you can't allow yourself to believe that they are the same story because they're two completely different characters. The Dark Knight Returns Batman, I don't think makes sense if it is this Batman that turned into that Batman. There was also the Batman from Batman Year One, because it just has no continuity. It ruins the flow of Batman as a character if he has been the same asshole character who has learned nothing about how to actually be a hero from now all the way until he comes back in Dark Knight Returns.
Yeah, and
him having an edge in those books was cool because it was different.
Frank is, I don't want to say this because I don't know Frank Miller personally, but what if Batman is like a self-insert for Frank Miller?
I don't know.
In this, where he's like, Frank's trying to refine himself. But any way you look at it, I mean, this book is the most like 2008 shit I've read in a while. Or like, 2005, 2008 shit, because it's so rooted in gay panic and like just like the way people talk is very not okay. And not to say that it was okay back then, but it was definitely a lot more accepted back then to just be a shitty fucking person. So the fact that everybody is like a shitty fucking person, it is very of the time, and it's very Frank Miller in my mind. So if I had to give this a rating out of 10, I would give it a 15, because this is the best book I've ever read. I'm actually a secret fan, and I love every second of it.
I in honest to God fashion, I would say that this is maybe a 4.5.
Yeah.
I'm giving it a 0.5 purposely just because of how legitimately funny it is to talk about it to people, because you can't make any of this shit up.
Yeah,
like, you could try and it wouldn't
happens.
Yeah, you could try to just come up with this off the fly, and I don't think that you could make it as insane as it is written on the page. Yeah. And Frank Miller has always, even from his origins, been a writer that is trying to bring up a talking point and analyze it in the eyes of a comic book with a superhero, and he nails it sometimes. And in this book, he fucking obliterates it, and it does not work. He's just like, empowering women, isn't that cool? And then it goes nowhere. Robin, let's bring him in. That didn't work at all. He's not Robin for 8 out of the 9 fucking issues. And let's just bring Joker in here, become a cool dragon tattoo, have him murder
it's
a lawyer.
Here are all the characters from the Dark Knight Returns
Yeah.
time period, but let's make them shitty and not do anything with them and take 3 years to make 10 issues. But yeah, no, legitimately, I'm probably in the same boat, like a 4 or 4.5. It's, again, I think it's a really beautiful book if you just pick it up and flip through to like stare at the pictures and go, ooh, pretty Jim Lee art.
Yeah, and I love that in the paperback that it shows you like all the other alternative like covers and stuff that they did.
Yeah, the Frank Miller covers, which are really ugly, actually.
The only one I really like is probably that one. That one's pretty rad. Not that
The
one.
Wonder Woman's butt one.
Yeah, Wonder Woman. It looks like she's bent so far backwards that her rib cage just snapped.
Yeah,
that's pretty obvious.
My favorite cover isn't included in there because it wasn't published, but
you got that classic Jim Lee.
Well, it's missing. I think there's a Neil Adams cover for issue 9. I don't think that's in here. Oh no,
it is.
Yeah, both 8 and 9 have Neil Adams covers, and then number 10 has a Frank Quietly cover, which is really great. I don't have that physically, but I've always wanted it. So yeah, that was All Star Batman and Robin. I hope you enjoyed the kind of go through and discussion that we had. It's nothing that I don't think anybody has said. It's nothing that nobody hasn't said before. But it
was a lot of fun talking about it.
Fun to show Sean and fun to cover on the podcast. And I can break the charade now. Happy April Fool's Day. I hope you all enjoyed this fun episode with us just kind of shooting the shit like we would in real time in real life.
Yeah, so this is legitimately a legitimate honor. I am a huge fan of the show, and I have been really scratching for a real reason to actually come on the show besides just, let me read a random Spider-Man issue and I'll pretend like I know what's going on.
Especially now in the show, it's a really bad time to come on.
This is like y'all are like in the depths of all this crazy
we're in the
stuff
end
that's
game,
going on. So I am very happy that we got to do this. I had so much. I legitimately did have a lot of fun reading this book and talking about it. So we are just blessed to be able to do this.
Yeah, and that's it. I'll catch you next time for Spider-Man garbage. Don't forget, he's out there.
He's the
watching.
goddamn Batman.
He's behind you. He's the goddamn Batman.